Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, it's for you. And remember to check out all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. They're general readings, so make sure you use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's check out for your key to the week. Let's have a look. Before we get into that, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your key to the week this week, you've got the Fool card. New things, new places, new people, new energies. This is you really, I think, tapping into the shift. And I actually feel like for a lot of you this week, you're going to find that you feel like you have access to, or at least life is giving you a lot more freedom. The other thing with the Fool card, it does tend to represent like a freak experience, right? It's not the Tower, right? Like the Tower and the Fool are kind of two sides of a coin. The Tower's a bit more of the tails, whereas the Fool card's a bit more of the heads, right? So it's a really interesting thing with the Fool card because it tends to just bring new everything in, right? New experiences of all kinds. For your actions and options this week, you have the Ace of Cups. Look at this, right? With the Fool card, this is your actions having the desired effect. This is you going after something that your heart desires. This is you following that heart's desire towards, and it's almost like there's a part of you that's like, you know what, I don't even care what the results are. I'm just going to do this because it feels right to me. This is you following that inward call and going after something. And would you believe it? The result that you would like, if you were to say that you wanted something, actually comes about. The other thing with this as well, when it comes to the options that are available to you, the Ace of Cups is a wish fulfill card, right? So this means that whatever it is that you have wanted, waited for, worked towards, maybe, you know, you've headed towards over a long time. This could be where something spontaneously just kind of shows up for you and you're like, hang on a sec, I've been trying for this for the longest time and now it just shows up for me, right? It's not to say that your efforts had been wasted previously. It may just have taken the right time or the right timing in order for them to shape up. So I absolutely love this too for you. Like, look at those two cards alone, right, are worth this reading's weight in gold, let's say. For your actions and options, you've got the King of Swords. So usually an air sign male, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. You could say, because the Fool card is here, this would be an Aquarius man. Could very well feature for you or play some sort of supportive role for you. This is my new tarot deck. It's the Melanated Tarot. I gotta say, I love them. Look, right? Everybody knows representation matters. I've only ever had one deck that really sort of represented all races. And one of my students, who is an absolute darling, bought me three. She sent me three melanated tarot decks, and just it's such a landmark, beautiful moment for me. So excuse me if I gush over the new deck. But for those of you that are out there that are touched by that melanin, you know how I feel, right? Okay, so for this the Queen of Swords, for the King of Swords, when it comes to your communications, your career, all of these things, this is about expertise, right? This is about really demonstrating and utilizing your expertise, right? Now, when it comes to those of you that are studying, it also means that you're communicating very clearly and very effectively this week. For those of you that are oh, come on, brain. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, if you are taking exams at the moment, I'm just going to tell you straight up, not only do you pass with flying colours, but you may very well get top marks in the class, right? It's very possible with this combination of cards. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, one of the ways that this might show up for you is you get put into very spontaneously. Let's say you've been dreaming of an authority role, a position of power of some sort, maybe you've wanted a promotion, etc. This may not necessarily be the promotion per se. It might just be an acknowledgement of your skills where your boss or a superior says to you, look, you know, we've noticed everything that you're doing. It's not going to waste. Trust us. There's something in the pipeline. It's just not here yet. All right. So it's like you're getting the respect that you desire, and the rest of it will follow after. So this isn't a time to take your foot off the pedal. In fact, this is a time to work even harder, right? To demonstrate, right? You said you're going to give me this. Let me show you why. And this may come about in a way that you really don't expect. You might be thrust into a position of leadership, and it might give you a taste of it where you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, you know, I had to be the supervisor or the manager for the day and I absolutely loved it. And it gives you the bug, right? You then start thinking to yourself like, yeah, how do I make this a permanent thing? It may be a job elsewhere, right? It's kind of like now you've got the taste for it. You might think to yourself, right, okay, my company aren't going to do this for X amounts of time. I'm going to start looking elsewhere. My advice to you on that front is if you are going to go down that route, let them know that you are actively looking, because it might force their hand, right? It may not. So don't play, you know, don't play it if you really don't have something else in the pipeline. But if you do, or you start to look, then this could be very good for you. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this will be, so the King of Swords in this regard represents a client that's coming in because of the work that you've already done, because of the expertise you have, because of the knowledge and the wisdom that you have demonstrated. This is somebody coming to you. But because this person shows up as the King of Swords, they themselves are already at a level. This could be a celebrity client. It could be a high net worth individual. It could be, you know, a CEO of a company. It could be somebody that I call them big fish clients. I've got a few myself. Not many, but, you know, I've got a few myself. I'm very proud of that fact. Keeping mum. And that's all I will ever say, right? But this could be one of those times where, you know, this week you could catch yourself a big fish client. Finally, when it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, this would actually be about how you can use the skills and the knowledge that you already have, either to teach other people or to use them in a current situation that arises within your own family, or even friendship circle. All right, there's something that only you can really do as well as you do it, that may be highlighted this week. So I love this because it's like the skills that you have are really shining through. They're preceding you in some way, shape or form. Now, I do want to tell you about something that I have coming that I'm very, very excited. All I'm going to say to you, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to sell you anything or anything like that. You're going to see what it is on the day, okay? Look out for the 18th of May. I have something coming that is very special, that I think a lot of you are really going to love, that many of you have actually asked me for and about. So I'm really, really excited for this. Stay tuned. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all you're getting. All right. I know a tease. For your love and relations, you've got the King of Wands, right? So love this. The King of Wands is passionate, sexual, vibrant energy. The King of Wands actually is Aries. Whether you're a man or a woman is irrelevant, right? What this tells me is your love life gets a boost of sexuality, sensuality, and it's also getting, you know, quite frankly, you have sex appeal this week, right? You already do. We know, right? But this week you really have a lot of it. You're oozing that sex appeal, and that's attractive, right? And when you are in that kind of energy and you're attractive, it's very good for things like sales. So if you have those kinds of things going on, this could be a very good week to do that, right? That's another way that we can use attraction energy. So you've got the King of Wands, you've got the King of Swords. As you can see, two kings represents minor council. This may actually be a very good week, whether it's with me or somebody else, I really don't care. I'm telling you this for your benefit. The two kings, so two kings represents minor council. And what we usually see with this, it can be where you have like a consultation of some sort. So, well, not like an official consultation. It's usually like where you have a meeting with a friend, or maybe you go and get your tarot cards read, or an astrology reading, or a mediumship reading, or you go to a psychic. It can also be where you put the feelers out for certain information that you feel like you need to put into something else, right? So that's that. Now, this could be around a business partnership. Now, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long term commitments, this is the sexy time coming back into the play. So if you've had a little bit of a drought, if you've had a little bit of, if it's been a little bit quiet, and we know Aries is a sexual sign, right? It needs that fiery, passionate, right? This week, you could be getting back in the saddle, as they say. For those of you that are single and looking, you are oozing sex appeal this week. You are very, very dynamic. Get out there, is my advice to you, right? Get out into the world, connect with people, go on dates, do the apps, do all of the things, right? This is a week where your sex appeal is at an all-time high. Use it, honey. Use it. All right. For your money and materials, you have the Page of Swords, right? So, the Page of Swords, as in terms of your finances, especially because it's next to the Fool card, there's a few ways this could show up. One of them, this could be an unexpected expense. But it will be an expense that you've probably forgotten about. I'm really sorry to say that. It might be, it's like sometimes when you have a bill or something come through and you you just absolutely you completely forget about it. Do you know what I mean? Like you're like, and then it comes up and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to pay that, right? Luckily, everything's automated for me, so I don't have that problem because I'm useless. In that regard, my memory is very bad. Another way that this could also show up is it could be an old fine, an old debt, just something from the past that spontaneously comes up, or it will be something that comes up as like an expense that you don't expect. If, however, you are planning to spend money on some sort of learning resource, potentially even on some sort of attire for an interview, like clothes to wear for an interview, that could be very good. And for some of you, that might come about very quickly, right? As I say, you get this little taste of what it's like to have some power, and then you find yourself thinking, actually, you know what? Let me go and buy a suit or different clothes, etc., for an interview, right? So that could show up there. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, your Page of Swords, in terms of physical sort of stuff, I'm really sorry to say, but it is possible that this week some of you could catch a little bit of a cold. I hope that isn't the case, but it's just something to watch out for. Another way that this can also show up is that your mind is so active that you just kind of burn yourself out. So be careful, because there's a lot of energy here. Use it unless it, or it will use you, as they say. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, some of you could be inking a deal around a new home this week. So if you're looking to purchase or sell a property, this is very good news on that front. If you are looking to secure, anything to do with the home, actually, especially where a contractual matter is around a home situation, it not only goes in your favor, but it also puts you in good stead for the future, providing you do what needs to be done. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. It looks like you will. Let me know in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you soon.